Hello, everyone, and welcome to our eclipse season of the fall, basically 2024. And it is time for major change. This starts with a supermoon tomorrow. There is a supermoon lunar eclipse, partial eclipse, but a supermoon. And it is a big one in Pisces. The moon affects the water. Pisces is a profound water sign. The energy is about flow and about how to flow more. How can you flow? Ideally, this is how you create more prosperity, more divine timing, more incredible fortune, luck, all of these things that we think of when things just fall together with ease, when things just come together in this beautiful way. And eclipses are thought to sort of open up quick change. So even though it's quick change, it's 6 months of change. So think about 6 months of transformation. And there's a series of these eclipses. It's like one and then another and then shift and then shift and then shift. And the idea here, even if it's all positive change, is that any change can be wildly like, whoa, what's going on here? And so it's really important to cultivate a feeling of flow. I put this in the moon note this week. And if you want to receive the moon notes, if you don't get them already, just type the word moon below and I'll make sure to send you a sign up so that you can sign up for the moon notes. I send these out every week. And I was in Catalina. I was in Catalina Island. I'd never been there before in my life this week. And it was magnificent this past week. And there are all these rafts and the water is so calm around the island that you can float in a raft, like in the sea. It's so cool. And it was this feeling, this feeling of floating, the weightlessness, the sense of ease, the sense that things are moving, the sense of momentum, but it's easy. Imagine yourself floating in a pool. If you have a float tank near you where you can do this, where you can go and actually float, they put you in the dark and you're like floating in a tank of salt water. It might seem scary to some of you, but it can be amazing. This floating, such a powerful energy for this time, not just this eclipse, but this time, allowing yourself to flow. Now, if you are disorganized, if you have chaos, drama, all sorts of confusion in your life, the idea of floating sounds sometimes even more chaotic because you're like, no, I have to put things in place. But it's actually this relaxation that can help you to put all the things in place. And it's this desire to control that actually stops breakthroughs from coming. So when I say we're going to create a new reality right now, that's what this eclipse is all about. That's what this whole season is all about, creating a new reality. If you're going to create a new reality and design your dream life, there has to be a sense of flow to it. This isn't about designing it by sitting and being like, okay, I'm going to plot every step and this is exactly what has to happen in the way that I say it. That's not going to work. And if that's the way you've done things in the past, you may want to take a big, massive exhale. Exhale even longer than you inhale and just say, I'm done trying to control everything. It doesn't work. Control is the opposite of creativity, and we need to create right now. And in Feng Shui, where you direct your energy, that's where you're going to see the outcomes, where you're going to see the changes. The idea of Feng Shui is not just setting up your house in a way because the rules say so. That's what other Feng Shui says. That's not what we do here. What we do here is set up a space for the ultimate flow of what you want, setting up things so that they flow toward what you want specifically. And you're different from everybody else. This is about you. And this time is about actualizing more of your potential. So you actually can design your life. And part of this starts by noticing where your energy is going. Now, I want to say, if you can take this eclipse as like a time this week, even remember 6 months, you've got to work with these themes, this energy unfolding. And if you want to really kick things off, if you're tired, if you're you've been exhausted, if you've been sort of dragging, if you have a big to-do list and you're just like, I can't confront it, this is a great time to rest. And you might say, oh, well, it's a full moon. It's not a time to rest. It's a good time to rest. This is Pisces energy, water, going within, going with that flow. And so this is going to help so much, because the one great exercise to do for this moon is to take a look at where your energy has been going and notice if it's been going toward what you want. And I have been sort of slightly running on empty, like slightly behind, slightly not well rested enough, slightly not in sync in terms of sleep for weeks. And I notice now my energy is not going where it hasn't been. It is now. I've put an end to it. It has not been going where I want it to go. And you can stop right now and say, I'm going to rest. I'm going to rest. I'm going to redirect. I'm going to just get very into my self-care. I'm going to put things back in place so that I feel optimal, so that I can put my energy where it needs to go. So to give you an example, if you really, really want to have a huge breakthrough in a creative project and you've been working on it for a long time and you have time set aside, but during that time you're kind of procrastinating, you've been not that focused, you're not really making strides, that's a sign, okay, my energy's not going where I need it to go. How do I maximize that time? Let me look at the rest of my day. Look, I spend the rest of my day doing all of this stuff and I'm getting involved in these chaotic conversations I don't need to have and doing all these things. I need to declutter my life of all of that so that when my time comes for me, I can really take advantage of it. Or if you have a big fitness goal and you have a huge fitness goal and this is a big deal for you and you've been talking about it and you've been getting all this equipment and signing up for all these trainings and doing all these things, and you're not really making strides because you're not really taking care of yourself in terms of sleep, in terms of eating. You've just been, again, really chaotic. This is the time to go, wait a second. Of course, I'm not making the progress that I need to make because I haven't been focused. What you pay attention to is what is going to grow. So if your energy is going all over the place, and then at the end of the day, you're like, I don't know why, it's just not my lucky day. I don't know why I didn't get that job. It's just not my lucky time. I guess I don't know why things aren't working out the way I wanted. I guess I'm just not lucky right now. That's not a real thing. What's real is where you put your energy. And so this is very important. Where is your energy going? This is going to make such a big difference. Now, the other part of course, designing your life is your creativity. Drink a lot of water. It will help a lot with your creative flow. Do a creative practice. Start practicing creative things. Have fun doing creative things. The more creative things you do, the better you're going to feel. Your creativity will help you make breakthroughs. And a lot of times, when you have a big goal, you say, oh, I don't have time for watercolors, or I don't have time for my dance class, or I don't have time for whatever it is that lights me up. Or maybe you haven't even done these things in ages because you've become very serious. And this is the time where you have to say, I'm reclaiming my creative power. I have to reclaim it because that's the energy that's going to bring me the biggest breakthroughs. So get into your creative practice. Now, in your home, remember, your home is a mirror of you. If you're new here, your home is a mirror of you. And in this work, we work with your environment to change your life. And it is time to get deeply organized. Organize, organize, and organize some more. Organize and create more flow in your life. If you want to have more flow, declutter and organize. I recently showed you in my birthday video, the last video I made, the last live stream I did, or the one before that. I think it was the last one I did. It was all about how I was getting all things like reorganized, all these new organizational tools. And I'm not big on boxes and big on little drawers, but sometimes you need them. Ask yourself, where can I get more organized and how can it serve me? And it might be that you get a new planner. It might be that you go and get some boxes, or you get something that is an organizer. Or it might just be that you decide to dump some things or get rid of some stuff, throw some stuff away and start fresh. You get to choose. You're going to organize to create more flow in your life in a big way. And so this is going to be personal for you. What is that you can reorganize? It's going to help you to make big breakthroughs. And finally, trust your intuition. This is a practice. The best intuitives I know, everyone says, I was born intuitive. That's awesome. Even the people I know who are born intuitive, who are born hyper intuitive, practice all the time. Why? Because when you practice, you can weed through all of the interference, all of the static, all of your own biases, all of your lack of trust within yourself. And so how can you practice? I love to do a little journaling. So you can grab a piece of paper and a pen and you can just start free writing. Write like 1 or 2 pages really fast and then ask a question. So I like to write. So I'm in that flow. Remember, we're going for flow. If there's one thing you take away from this video, go for flow. Trust your feelings. Follow your instincts. Flow. This is what's going to guide you to the best paths for you that no one else can tell you. No psychic, no healer, no anyone, no authority figure can tell you what's best for you more than you. But you have to get into the flow. Allow yourself to sink into the flow. So write your pages, write. And then when you're done with 2 pages of write, start asking yourself questions. Like, what is the best thing for me to do here? And just trust. Let your pen move. Don't think about what you're writing. Do not stop to analyze it. It might make no sense right now. It might be like, what? I don't do that. What? Why am I having these thoughts? Get it all out on the page. You'll feel so much better. You'll feel so much more connected, and you're going to get really interesting information. And oftentimes it's this information that has led me to the greatest things in my life. So trust and flow and get into this intuitive practice. Another great thing that you can do, I think it's probably the easiest way to integrate intuition into your daily life, is to make more intuitive choices every day, small ones, where you go, okay, what am I going to wear today? What feels right? And you go through your closet, and you can even like use your hand and be like, what feels right? This feels right. You can decide, I'm going to put my water in a blue cup today. I want this blue energy. You can decide, what do I want for lunch? What feels right? Not, let me think about it. What feels right? The more you practice and see the outcome of your intuitive decisions, the better things are going to be. And then you could start making little predictions. You could say, oh, you know what? I bet this is going to happen. I have a feeling this is going to go on. I think this. And you're going to be right a lot of the time. And you're going to start to trust yourself on an even more profound level. This is life-changing. Now, of all the things you can do, of course, decluttering is key. So the idea here with the eclipses, with all the full moons, with all the cycles of nature that have us release what is in our path, it is time to let go of the things that no longer are a match for us. Think about that when you're organizing. I'm letting go of those things that don't match me anymore, because in order to have something new, I have to do new things. I have to show up new, not as a different person, but as a more powerful version of me. I need to allow that. And again, you can't control that. You have to create that. So harnessing your creative energy, getting into a momentum, really embracing the spirit of all of this, shutting off the noise. There's so much noise right now. And remember, to actualize more of your potential, you need to focus your energy on what you want. And in order to do that, your actions need to align with what you want. So start decluttering garbage and distraction and needless drama from your life, because you have things to do and you need to trust yourself and you need to go for it. So happy eclipse season. This is going to be amazing. I know this one was a little bit late. I'll be back earlier for the next one. I'll be back soon with the equinox feng shui, because we're headed into an official new season. And if you want to dive deep into life-changing design for others and for yourself, because in the School of Intention, you do all this for yourself first. The School of Intention is now open for registration, and in the description box on YouTube or above on Facebook, wherever you're watching this, you can find the link to learn more and join us. It is going to be a revolutionary season. I feel it. I know it. Even the people who've joined are so ready for a revolution, and we've made so many big upgrades. This is the time you make upgrades by pouring your energy into the things you're passionate about. This is your time to do that. So on that note, I'm wishing you the most epic eclipse season starting tomorrow, whenever you're watching this. Remember, this is great for 6 months ahead. You haven't missed out on anything if you're watching it a little bit later, but happy, happy, happy eclipse season. It is going to be monumental. I'm just going to check and see. Yay, I know, comments, clapping. Yes, it is going to be such a fun time. And I want to remind you that now we have that last bit of Pluto in Capricorn. So it's the season to get all of our rewards for the last 15 years of work that we have done to make changes and transformations. And it is also, as I said, a new season, lots of manifesting power. It's the harvest season. It's time to prosper. So have a wonderful time. I will see you very soon. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, because there's so much feng shui to come. Bye, everyone.